Great job, guys. Good teamwork.
Welcome, everyone, to the update, corporate update. We're so excited about the actual updates that we have for you today. We have none other than Marcus coming in, and of course Albert, to talk about these updates. Just sit back, get ready, because we're going off. And I know, again, what we talked about last week is coming down the pipe. So everybody, let's just listen up. Marcus, take it away.
Fantastic. TW, thank you very much. Let's get the PowerPoint up. Appreciate the presentation. I hope you're feeling much better soon. But as we get into the presentation, we're going to go through this one quite fast today, just to make sure everyone can get off to their Christmas break. It's Christmas Eve here in Australia right now. We're on the 24th of December. So welcome from the future. For those of you who are quite not on the 24th yet today, we're going to go through an update on the token pre-sale, things that are happening with the PandaApp, some exciting things, the PandaApp wallet, and then close out with the 60-day roadmap, which used to be a 90-day roadmap, but we're getting things done. Things are getting closer. So 60 days. You know, as always, we believe that trust is so important. And we believe that trust comes from telling the truth, not from being perfect. And then confidence, of course, comes from doing what you say you would do. This is why we do these updates, because our Panda promise to you is that we'll always tell you the truth. And if something isn't Panda perfect, then we won't rest until it is. So I'm going to hand over to our CEO and co-founder, Albert Muir, coming to us out of Cebu. And I can't believe this guy's work ethic has been amazing the last week, because a big shout out and our hearts and thoughts go out to the people in the Philippines, particularly down there in Cebu. They had a terrible tornado come through. Albert has been without water for the last 6 or 7 days. I think he told me he had the first opportunity to have a shower today in 7 days in his apartment. So it's incredible that Albert's been just as effective as ever. So, Albert, I really appreciate your efforts, sir. And I'll hand over to you to cover probably the most important update of this call today.
Yep. And my thoughts go out to everybody in the Philippines. I mean, I've just bear witness to all the people that lost their houses here. I mean, houses just completely gone, just in shambles. So anyway, everything's going to get better. It's already getting better. It's been over 1 week now. A little bit of water's being restored here and there. We get water turned on like for 30 minutes once a day. The electricity, it's not going to be a bright Christmas, but it'll be a Merry Christmas. I'll tell you something about the Philippines. They know how to just enjoy life no matter what the conditions are. That's one thing I love about them. Anyway, so our email address is here. I got to move my camera so I can actually read the slides. They actually gave me slides this time, so I'm actually happy about that. The Android users. Listen, and these emails, it's very, very important that we try to all get them all done before Monday. What's going to happen on Monday, we're going to make a submission, and within 3 days after that submission, everybody will be able to now receive their OTP by email. So, and the email is going to be your unique identifier from that point on. The reason is, if you lose your phone, lose your SIM card, you won't be dependent on that. You'll just be depending on your email. Even without your phone, we have the wallet here. You'll be able to go to PunkPanda. You'll be able to log in. You'll be able to do things through your wallet, even if you don't have your phone. We're getting that all set up also. So it's very important. Android users, it's very easy. You just simply follow these instructions right here. Go put on the email address you want. If you have one on there right now and you don't want it, just go change it. Okay, it's that simple. Apple, on Monday, you will have the ability to do exactly what the Android users are. Even though our database is way over 130, 140,000 right now, is very few are Apple users. So that's actually helping us a lot. Because right now, if you don't want to wait till Monday, and it actually helps us out, just submit what your mobile number is and what you want your email address to be, and it'll be done. And on Monday, when the actual field is there, you'll actually see it already done. So you got 2 different ways to do it. Do it yourself on Monday. Once we have that field that's turned on, and it's been the first opportunity we've had since the takeover of the new tech team, because they had to get everything categorized, indexed, in perfect condition before they could start affecting any kind of data that would affect the personal profiles. So we are there. We've been taking the emails in now for a couple of days. once again, on Monday, Apple users will see the field there. Before Monday, you can go ahead and send in your email if you want to. It'll get manually entered, or wait till Monday. You enter it yourself, and about 3 days after that, so which would be like a Thursday night, maybe Friday, by that time, you're going to start to see that you'll be able to receive, when you're doing the registration process, and all your new people, they will be able to get the verification through the email. And the email will be able to supply so many other benefits in the future, such as losing the SIM card, needing to change the number. It'll be a much easier way to do business. Registrations won't have any frustration. And then many of you noticed that even though we are using the OTP for the mobile in between them, it got better because when they indexed everything properly, they created a lot more efficiency. And if you probably noticed that the OTPs are going out much quicker. I've only had one complaint in like the last 5 days, where we used to get 20, 30 a day. So definitely an improvement on that. And so please get them all in by Monday, and then we're going to be switching over. So I'll turn it back to you, Marcus.
Great. Thanks very much, Albert. Update on the token pre-sale that's happening on PunkPandaFarm.com. We started the token pre-sale 29th October at 10 cents. The price scales as we sell through the 10 million tokens allocated for the pre-sale. It's just ticked over 60 cents now, so congratulations to the community. We're actually getting pretty close now. And, it's interesting perspective of that same date, 29th of October, when we started the pre-sale at 10 cents, Bitcoin was at $62,000. So the people who have got in and purchased token have had a six-fold increase already, which would have meant if someone bought that same value or dollar worth of Bitcoin back then, Bitcoin would have had to be at $360,000 US to get the same percentage increase. So we're going to keep moving forward. We've got over 72,000 registrations now on the PunkPanda Farm, which is a separate database to the app. In fact, the app was at 150,000 users about 6 or 7 days ago last we checked. So we're growing at that point about 3,000 people a day. So I guess that puts us up close to 170,000 users right now. I haven't confirmed that today. So PunkPanda Farm, if you are wanting to participate in the token pre-sale, you'll need to get a referral link from the person who's invited you to PunkPanda. If that person does not have a referral link, just go into the Telegram group and ask the community admin, Stephanie, and she'll help you out with a link to set up an account on PunkPanda Farm where you can go in and purchase tokens for yourself. Selling rules apply, so make sure you read the actual pre-sale document so you know what the vesting period is as to what your withdrawal options will be after listing. Minimum purchase is $50 US to be able to earn commissions. What that means is not only is the minimum purchase $50, if you introduce somebody to the pre-sale who purchases tokens, you will earn a commission because you've introduced them to the pre-sale. I suggest to put in an order of at least $55 or $60 or more, because what's happening is some people who are sending $50 from an exchange, they're having fees removed. And so by the time we receive those tokens, even if it's got to us immediately, we have less than $50, we cannot accept that order, right? And so just make sure you send to the point where we actually receive well over $50 so there's no issues. Now, staking offers will be available after we list the token. Of course, tokens that are held in the PandaApp are receiving more tokens every 30 minutes for you being a staked token holder. Once we list, the token will be available to be purchased on Pancake. People who purchase there, will give them an option to send their tokens into the PunkPanda Farm, where they can also stake those tokens and receive rewards on a monthly basis. The contract address some people are asking for, we will not be handing that out until we are listed. The main reason is we don't want somebody to go off and create an unofficial pool on Pancake, liquidity pool, and confuse people, and then people end up in a pool where there's no liquidity. So we're just trying to prevent any issues for our members from happening there. As far as the audit for the PandaApp, that was completed. It gave us great visibility and a lot of control about how we're going forward now. We rectified the Panda Pals rewards and display. All right, so whatever's coming out from the reward side of things into the wallet on the Panda app. That's all correct and displaying as it should be. Occasionally we have some people who say, listen, I can't see the Panda Pals being displayed correctly in the app. Two things you can do. You can go over to punkpanda.com, click on Panda Pals and verify the people you've introduced to the app are showing there. If there's a discrepancy, just log out of the app, log back in, and that normally refreshes it for you. Albert, I might hand over to you because this is some of the same items that are coming up in the next coming days that are going to be really important as we move forward. So I'll hand back to you to cover these points, and you should be able to see the controls to advance the slides as well.
I think so.
If not,
just go ahead and put them all up at once. Okay. So anyway, we've talked about the email verification, and another thing that is becoming more critical now. Let's make sure that when we introduce somebody, that we take our time, make sure they completely understand that we're sending them the invite code. That invite code is not the verification code, okay? Because we have people sending that out. And the reason that is so important right now, because of the database getting so large and every 30 minutes tokens are being delivered, that it's very difficult for us to go in and make a move and say, okay, Harold was then sponsored by the wrong person. I accidentally gave him the wrong invite code. Well, we're looking at almost 45 minutes now for one tech to make that change. So last night I had an individual that handed me almost like 5 of them. So imagine what that is. That's one tech working almost 6 hours because he can only work 15 minutes at a time. He has to get off so the deliveries of the tokens can be made. Then he can come back in, and it takes almost 45 minutes to make one move. So all we have to do is just slow down and say, listen, this is real important. Make sure that you get the verification code either by mobile, but after Wednesday next week, it'll be by email. Put that in. That's your code for the verification. They're going to ask you for the invite. Who invited you? I'm sending you the invite code. Now, 3 days after the emails come on and we're actually using them, they will then create the link. This has to be done in sequential steps. The link, it'll no longer be 6 separate digits. They'll be embedded, so nobody can make mistakes. You can't make a mistake by writing it down. In some countries, they actually write it down, call the people, tell it to them over the phone. So all of that will be taken care of because now you're actually going to have to send the actual link, okay? The other thing is that the Panda Pals report, whether it's on the website right now or whether it is on the app, sometimes it does reflect incorrect information. Okay, so once again, once we've done the email verification, once we have done the link, the next thing they're going to be working on is working on the Panda Pals report on both. The Panda Pals report on the app, Panda Pals report where you can go to punkpanda.com, log in, give them your information, and then at that point, they'll be able to fix anything that you have, or you'll be able to see your complete report. And you can only see your personal's names on first level. When you go down to second level, what you'll see there is you'll see the number of people that are there and on down to help keep privacy. You introduce the people, so of course you can see the names and the phone numbers and stuff. Now the contact sync, we know that it dramatically improved last week, and that was simply because of taking the 4 servers, syncing them together to work together much more effective. Actually, the efficiency went from almost being at full capacity at 94% all the way down to 6%. So you'll see OTPs going faster. If you haven't noticed an improvement in the contact sync already, and we think we've taken it about as far as we can until we have the version 2. But contact syncing should be working much better. I've heard it many times all week that it was working much better. And notifications, we're going to try, after all this is done, we're going to try, and that's going to be in January. But as we approach it, and if there seems to be that it might be some issue that will take a very long time, we'll just simply wait for the actual PandaApp 2. Also, phone calls will be going through better, video calls. You'll see all those improvements starting in the first week of January. So you guys are actually going to go away, and you're going to come back, and this is going to already feel much better. Then 30 more days are going to go by, and then as Marcus likes to describe it, it's going to be the Bentley, the leather seats, heated seats, everything that you could possibly want in an app. And what our goal is, and this is the way it has to be, even though even though we're paying the tokens every 30 minutes. What we need to achieve here, and this is what we're going to achieve, okay, shortly after February, is that when somebody downloads the app, it looks, feels like any kind of other app that they've used. They know exactly how to use it. They don't need any training, and they will immediately start using this app, and they will never use the other app that they come from because it's going to pay some tokens. And that's what we're going to achieve. Let me turn it back to you, Marcus.
Brilliant. Thanks, Albert. And just to make you aware, because I know you have to hold your mic near your mouth, you're going to have to stop channeling your Italian ancestors, because when you throw your hands around and talk like one of your ancestors, we get a bit of feedback.
Lazada told me they'll be delivering my nice stand-up mic. It's hard to get these mics here. They'll be delivering my nice stand-up mic. It's Thursday. It's coming.
That'll match you because you're a nice stand-up guy. Now let's talk about some PPM rewards and staking. The mantra and the simplicity. If someone says, how do I get the best out of the Panda app? Use it, share it, own it. Because the different aspects here is the more you use it, the more personal usage time that is logged during a 24-hour period, the more tokens you are going to be allocated for yourself. Now, that's a small factor, a small denominator, but it is a factor. The larger factor here is how many people have you shared the app with? And how many have they shared it with, and how many have they shared it with? Because one of the things that's being monitored here is how much usage time is there from the people you've shared it with, which is your level 1, and how much has it been used as far as usage time on level 2. It's going to track down 12 levels, and there's a multiplier that's used where you've got a multiplying factor of 15 for your level 1s, and then it might be 10 or 12 for your level 2s, and it goes right down to a multiplying factor of 1 on level 15. So then, of course, you start to be receiving tokens for your Panda pals. So you're going to receive tokens for your 12 levels, but also you're receiving tokens for how many are staked in your Panda app, right? So the more tokens you have staked in your Panda app, the more you'll be receiving on a 30-minute basis. So we want to reward people who are holding tokens. And ultimately, those tokens are all of our percentage ownership in the success and the growing value of this token as we go forward. Now, one thing that none of us will really ever know on a 30-minute by 30-minute basis is what's the total number of active users, because that's going to be different every 30 minutes. And also, what's the total usage time of everybody who's using the app around the world? So it's not going to be possible for you to sit there and calculate out to the actual 0.002 of a token, but just so this screen shows you the basics of how the Panda Pals tokens are achieved by using it and sharing it. Now, we've implemented a staking, a 48-hour rule. Of course, the more tokens are staked, the more rewards you get. So if you do unstake in your app, you actually have to slide the button across to unstake, and a little warning pops up, and it says, this thing here says, warning, rewards can't be delivered to unstaked wallets. Your request will need 48 hours to be released. For the next 48 hours, you will not receive any rewards. Do you want to proceed? All right, so you have to click confirm. So that means that your app is going to be shown as unstaked. You're not going to be receiving the next rewards, the next 96 deliveries, which is every half an hour for the next 48 hours. At that point, all of your tokens will be available, and then you can choose how many from your available tokens do you want to send maybe to Pancake or to the PunkPanda farm so that you can sell them or do whatever you want to do. And once you've made that decision, you send them off, leaves the remaining available tokens, and then you slide stake. So you're restaking those tokens, and from that point, you then go back into receiving tokens and rewards every 30 minutes for having staked tokens. All right, so that's really important for people to understand. It takes 48 hours for them to become available. Once the withdrawals will be possible from the app after the token is listed on PancakeSwap. So if you're trying to send them out now, I've got no idea where you're trying to send them and why, because you don't have the contract address and you can't sell them. So I've got no idea why you'd be wanting to try and even do that. Once the token is listed on PancakeSwap, we will be announcing the withdrawal limits from the app. And we need to do that. And we've got to look at that point in time, how many tokens are sitting in different people's wallets, because these are all free tokens that have been given. So what we don't want to do is have people who have accumulated thousands and thousands and thousands of free tokens rushing over to Pancake and just selling them and affecting the potential price of the token when it's actually going against people who have actually bought tokens and they put their hard-earned money in, and they actually want to be able to sell some to recoup some of their initial investment. It is not fair for people who have got free tokens to go and undercut the market against people who have bought them. I hope that kind of makes sense. So as mentioned before, the contract address will be given once the token is listed. And for now, enjoy your free PPM rewards. So for right now, we've got some great examples of people who have been receiving these free tokens during the beta version. Now, we understand and we fully appreciate and thank everybody for being patient during this beta testing time. We've been going since the end of October, so we're coming up 2 months in this beta testing. And to compensate everybody for their frustrations, you've been earning rewards during a time when not many people have this app. All right. And so basically what we're looking at here is we've got Patrick out of Nigeria I'm not sure exactly when he got started, but it certainly wasn't the end of October. It probably would have been, I guess, 3-4 weeks ago now. He's actually earned over 12,000 PPM tokens. So even when we listed $1, that's 12,000 US dollars worth of tokens there. Marco just messaged me from the Philippines. He's at over 5,000. So congratulations to Marco as well. We've got one lady in Indonesia, 15,000 tokens. I'm just going to move this here so you guys can see the next one. We're truly international. One gentleman, Mikhail, who's building most of his business into Ukraine and into Russia, 17,000 tokens. This is just from the app. Then we've got some individual here in Australia, 21,000 tokens. And then again, back to the top wallet I've seen so far, another gentleman in the Philippines, 27,000 tokens in the app. So if that doesn't inspire you as to what can be achieved during this beta phase, even when we've got challenges, some people are out there just doing it. They're creating success for themselves. They're going out, they're generating these rewards. They're focused on what they can do. They're not focused on the problems. They're not coming to us complaining every 7 minutes about what they can't do. They're just saying, what can I do? And how do I learn to overcome these challenges to earn these rewards? So congratulations to all of you guys who are earning rewards out there. Albert, you might just want to touch on these two NFTs that will be coming out shortly as well.
Sure thing. We'd love to. These two NFTs will be the first two of the 6 that will be auctioned at a place called Loot NFT. And this Loot NFT was actually put together by a venture capitalist that he helps many other crypto companies out there. But he's the CEO of this because he has a passion for art and really wants to help artists. And he's actually excited about this. He's actually building us our own separate arena. There will be some other business partners more focused on having a business logo, something like this. And what this is going to do, one, is they're already well entrenched in the art world, the NFT world. You know, some of their artists have never sold anything for over $400, and this is what they wanted to do, was help artists like that, get a name and get and recognition, and to be a level above what we would call a starving artist. Okay, so none of them have ever made over $400 on a painting. Their average paintings, which have been created into NFTs, so they get the physical artwork and they get the NFTs, which is what we're going to be doing here too. This is the physical, and we'll keep it in a vault for whoever actually wins it at the auction. It's a play-to-earn game, the auction is, and they really believe that these two will become their new standard record. Their record right now is ongoing. It hasn't finished the sale yet, but as of yesterday, it was $65,000. Is our number one piece so far, and they think these one might go doubled. And whoever wins them in the auction, though, they're not going to pay $65,000. They might be $1,500 because it's a play to earn game. So this is going to get us written up in several articles. Every artist that has put a piece of work on display there, and then it has been sold at the auction, has been written up in anywhere from 10 to 20 different. So this is going to be good publicity for us. And hopefully one of our members is going to be the first one to get the first NFT that will ever be produced out of PunkPanda. It's going to have a lot of value to it already with our database.
Brilliant. Thanks, Thanks, Albert. There's just one thing I forgot to mention in regard to the wallet. So I just want to go back. You can see down here in the center one, you can see today history. We've added this new feature. And some people are saying, hey, what's going on with the rewards? I can't see from, anything from the 19th. Well, if you click on history, you'll see the total number of rewards that were given on a particular day, on the 19th, on the 18th, on the 17th. It's just totaling up how many rewards do you earn on that day. Whereas when it says today, it's not just showing today. If you scroll back, it's showing every 30-minute reward block for the last few days up until where the history starts. All right. So it's all there. You can look at how much you're earning every 30 minutes. Then you go into history and it's been consolidated, which really helps with our server space. And at the end of the day, if you want to go back and any more than 3 or 4 days and look at what happened on a 30-minute basis, you guys need to find yourself a new hobby. Seriously, you got too much time on your hands. Yep. So NFTs, I'm looking forward to those. We've actually seen a couple of the new ones, and they look as good, and they're so sexy and cool. The roadmap for the next 60 days, pretty exciting. We've got Panda Play coming out this month, right? And Albert, can you give us an update on when
sure
and what's going to be happening with that?
You guys, the last corporate call we had, we told you that we would be launching web-based these fantasy sports. I'm going to go ahead and give the name because now we're all secured. It's going to be called Panda 11, Panda 11. We're super excited. As you guys know, we have the same tech team, the same marketing team, the same development team that built. Some of them were involved in 2 of the biggest over there, and the other ones were involved in the biggest one. And those are the people that did that. The biggest one, sports fantasy company over there, has 80 million subscribers, and they got them all onboarded within a 4-year period. The 80 million's been there for many years right now. It's so profitable that the owner actually makes somewhere between $250 all the way up to sometimes even $500,000 a match. They can have 4, 5, 6 matches a day. So tomorrow we're going to start the onboarding process for the approximately 51,000. This is separate than us. This is not PunkPanda app people going over there and downloading the app or getting on the web base and playing. These are sports fantasy enthusiasts that are onboarding, ready to buy our PunkPanda token and go over and place their wager. It's not really considered a wager. Sports fantasy is considered play to earn, and that's what it's been categorized by many different countries. So it's legal in many different countries because of that. And the company that brings in the funds has to pay out all the funds. So if we collect 1,000 and we say winner's going to get 300, 200, all 1,000 has to go out. But as they leave, you can take a rake. Now the companies over there, all of them in India, because that's where we're launching, they take 20%. We're only going to take 15. But the reason that we're going to be able to compete at a level like no other, and this will probably give us a 6-month or 1-year advantage before somebody copies this, we'll be the first crypto. And of course, the crypto that we chose, there will only be one crypto that you can use to play there, PPM. That's it. Over there, we'll call it PunkPanda Money. Over here, we call it PunkPanda Messenger. Same token, same 275 million. So when we come off the test site that we're on right now and go live tomorrow, maybe tomorrow night, it will happen on Christmas Day. It's been our goal here for about 6 weeks now. Ladies and gentlemen, where are they going to go get the tokens? If the farm is not sold out by tomorrow night, they're going to be going over to the farm and they're going to be purchasing those tokens, and they're going to go over there and start placing. Now, it won't happen. There will be no matches tomorrow night because you have to have a day or two to. We're just making sure the web base works tomorrow. Start onboarding, probably onboard on Saturday and Sunday, and then on Monday we'll probably have our first match. What we're set up to do is we're set up to do NBA basketball, cricket, rugby, and soccer. Those are the 4. We're going to do NFL football and Major League Baseball next year. So by the time Major League Baseball starts, we'll be ready for that, and we'll be ready for the NFL season next year. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have 1 million sports fantasy people. This is almost a guaranteed in the contract we have with the developers and marketers and stuff. The money that we pay them is going to go way down if they do not hit these benchmarks, because it was part of their deal. They said we can do 100,000 people within the first 30, and then we'll have 1 million in the first 100 days. And no problem at all. So that's what we're looking forward to. And they've done it before, so that's the really important aspect of it. And to me, even when we have Panda Post, and we have Panda Vault, and we have Panda Meet, and we have our NFT games, I think the fantasy sports Panda 11 is going to create more revenue, and it's going to swallow up more tokens than all the other components put together. So we're super excited, and it all kicks off tomorrow. I'll turn it back to you.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Albert. PPM listing still on track as per white paper to be listing January. Of course, if we just continued on the pace that we're at, that would happen probably around the end of January. But because of what Albert's just said, the people who are onboarding into the Panda Play, the Panda 11 app, they need to purchase these tokens to participate. And the way I look at this, because sometimes it's a bit of a mind bender when people go, well, why is it not gambling and betting and all this sort of stuff? Well, imagine this. If you were a professional tennis player and you wanted to participate in a tournament, right, which is a game of skill, right, they would say, okay, here's the entry fee. You got to pay 1,000 PPM tokens to enter the tournament. Now, if Novak Djokovic comes along and kicks your butt and he wins the tournament, well, he gets all the prize money, right? And you kind of go, okay, well, maybe I need to improve my skill. So that's what happens with sports fantasy. People build out their fantasy team based on their knowledge of players and, you know, who's going to be a good captain and who's going to be good at this and that. And so it's actually based on a game of skill. It's not just going in there and going, throw everything in the air and see who, you know, gets the winning card. All right. So that's a big difference right there. Last thing, PandaApp 2.0, could not be more excited about this. I wished I could say more about it, but once we've got some things to show you, we'll show you. But until now, just understand that the Bentley is about to be rolled out for everybody come end of February, if not before. Until then, continue to promote and use and earn these PPM tokens for yourselves. We want to close out by just wishing everybody a Merry Christmas and a happy holidays. We want to say thank you for being with us during this important time, this pioneering phase. People are seriously going to come to you in years from now and say, I cannot believe, like Bitcoin, you got hold of hundreds of these tokens just for sharing the app with a few friends. Like, that is unbelievable. And so we want to also encourage everybody to focus on what we have, not just with PunkPanda, but during this time in the holidays, you know, focus on what we have. Some people are saying, oh, I can't travel, I can't do this, I can't do that. Well, you know, what can you do? Some people in the Philippines right now don't even have a house because a typhoon come along and took it out. We really need to be grateful. We need to focus on what we have, because one of the laws of the universe says, whatever we focus on will grow. So if we focus on what we're grateful for, those things in our life will grow. If we focus on all the problems, guess what's going to happen to your problems and your feeling around those problems? Well, that's going to grow, and that's not good for anybody. We want to focus on what we can do. You know, I can't go and see my mom and my dad for Christmas Day because of the travel restrictions. But what I can do is I can give them a phone call, I can get on a video call, and I can connect with them. And I'm so grateful that my mom and my dad are still around. Some people's parents are not still around. Some people have lost their parents during the past 2 years in COVID, and they weren't even able to be there for the funeral, which is so sad. So we need to focus on what we want, what we have, what we can appreciate. We want to connect with our loved ones, and we want to focus when we are connecting with our loved ones is what we have in common. Because unfortunately, what I've seen through this time is people have been so divided, and they're complaining against, this person in politics versus that person in politics. They're focused on, should you wear masks? Shouldn't you wear masks? Should you get vaccinated? Shouldn't you get vaccinated? It's all conspiracy. Yes, it is. You know what? Whatever it is. If you're getting together with loved ones, try to at least make an effort to focus on, why you love that person, what you have in common in your life, because at some point, those people are not going to be around anymore. And you're going to look back and go, I was such a knucklehead. I spent all of that precious time talking about stuff that we disagreed on instead of everything that we loved about each other. So that's my wish for everybody, is that we really come together over this Christmas and New Year period. And, we focus on what we're grateful for, and we wrap our arms around each other and go forward stronger as a community. We look at what we can contribute to the community rather than running in like a thief of the night and saying, hey, what can I steal and what can I take from the community? All right, because nobody likes the person who turns up to Christmas dinner and goes into the fridge and takes out the beers and eats all the food, and they bring nothing. They don't even bring gifts. They just bring a negative attitude, right? So if you're going to bring something, bring a positive attitude. That's the best gift you can give anybody. So let's keep things in perspective. In 30 days from now, we're going to have literally 30 days, 60 days from now, you're going to have the Rolls Royce of apps that's going to come out, and it's going to pay you every single day, every 30 minutes for just talking to people around the world. All right. And you're going to sit there and go, Jesus, this is incredible. My life in 2020 is actually going to change. Every year I sit down and I write these goals, and every year, every time I get to the end of the year, nothing's changed. In fact, I got more broke. Everything kind of got worse, or I stayed still. Your life can change, right? As long as you keep things in perspective. So thank you from me. Hand over to Albert for closing thoughts.
Yes. Yeah, thank you. Because I kind of missed a couple points there. You know how I'm still a little bit scatterbrained sometimes, especially with Christmas coming, everything opening tomorrow, the launch. Hey, when we launch in India, the reason we're going to compete at such a high level, I want you to understand this, and then we'll go back to the tokens on the farm. The government of India steps in, and then they, on top of the 20% rake, so if you just want $1,000, 20% is going to the company. So now you have 800, but the government step in, and the governments all over step in, and they take a tax. Well, in India, it's 33 to 37%. That leaves you with $430 out of your winnings. If you play at Panda 11, though, same experience, same prize money, you'll take home $850. There's a 15% rake, but because we're the first crypto and the only crypto, they can take home the other $350 to $370 that they would have to pay in taxes because it's non-taxable. And that's going to be the way with all the other Asian countries that we actually venture into with this. And we really won't have to. Once we set up one corporate, everything is just done simply online. So the reason I say this, there's one opportunity to buy tokens at 60 cents. Because when we do get to $1, that's not the finish. The $1 is the start. I mean, that is the starting point where now it'll be advertised globally, and everybody will start to know about it outside of our community. We're just basically promoting it inside the community at this point. So then the advertisement starts and everything, because once it's listed, it's no longer considered, we're not going through the pre-sale methods and the network marketing methods and all that. So we're so happy to start this with you. And the reason that people have worked with this and so diligently, and now I think the largest wallet is out of India. I got to verify it. I think somebody told me it's 32,000 right now. And they're just diligently working through with everybody, every issue. Because like Marcus said, there'll never be a point in this company where you'll receive so many tokens every 30 minutes. So compare that to Bitcoin when it was 10 cents and didn't know what was going on and everything. You'd have been thinking, that's really no big deal. But if you had them now, it'd be a huge deal, even if 10 of them had just been delivered to you. So I want to wish everybody a very, very Merry Christmas. Take advantage of, even if you have just a little bit, because I hate sitting there and telling people that price is going to rise and rise, and then it doesn't. But don't only listen to me, go listen to some of the YouTube recordings that were out there. I mean, the gentleman was Entrepreneur of the Year on Forbes magazine, and he had two analysts do different pricing, and that was before even the Panda 11. The one thing I can tell you is that it's a minted token. Only 2,100 can hit the market every 30 minutes. And if you have 1 million or 2 million or 3 million sports fantasy people that need to buy the token all the time, and they don't care if the token's $1,000, they don't care if the token's $1. They need to place $1,000 wager. And that's all they care about. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that, do whatever you want. But within a few days, I really believe that everything will be on the farm. And then from there, we'll be listing, and that's the only place you're going to be able to get them. Have a great day, great night, wherever you may be. And you guys start your Christmas Eve tomorrow. Thank you.
All right, we're going to unmute everybody. You can say maybe where you're calling in from, and it'd be great to hear the international flavor. So let's...
Thank you. Happy holidays, guys. Merry Christmas.
Hi, Mikhail. We appreciate you, Mikhail. Thank you.
Merry Christmas, Babu from Canada.
Yes, Babu.
Merry Christmas from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Love it. Love the
Merry
smile.
Christmas from Nanaimo, BC.
Merry Christmas from Hawaii. Merry
Christmas from Malaysia.
Happy
Merry Christmas from
Chicago.
Chicago.
Mount Pleasant, Canada.
Happy Christmas.
Season's greetings from Virginia.
Happy Christmas.
Malaysia.
Malaysia.
Happy Christmas, Mug.